Kufyud Gimel. Okay, we read yesterday the Gemara that said that if you have a dog kosher and a dog tummy together salting, if they're both salted, it's a problem. But if only the tohar is salted and the tummy is not salted, it's called tafel. It's not salted, so then the transfer only goes from the tar to the tummy, and not vice versa, and therefore it's fine. And that was the Gemara was dealing with, and how exactly you can or cannot prove it from the brisa. Okay. Omar Shmuel. See that? It's mamish in the middle of the page. The basa does not rid itself from blood unless you salt it nicely and you wash it nicely too. Meaning, after you salt it, you have to wash it. You have to tell you they hose it down with take away all the salt and all the blood that's on top. Okay. B'masnisatana mediach. No, I skipped. Itmarafuna Omar meilech mediach. He says the same thing. You have to be meilech and then you have to wash it. B'masnisatana mediach mediach. That before you salt it, you also have to wash it. You have to wash it before. Well, you have to wash it, then salt it, and then wash it again. The reason for hadacha rishayna, there are like 5 reasons brought down in the Paiskim. One of them is to get rid of the salt that's on top, the blood that congealed on top. One of them is to soften. You have to wash it off to soften the meat. There are many different reasons brought down right in the beginning of the Melicha as to why you have to do the medicha first. Also, but the Gemara says v'loy pligi. The ones that don't mention the hadacha rishon, it's not a machlok. It's hadacha le beitavcha. This that the butcher already in the butcher house, he already washed it, so therefore you don't have to wash it before you do the melicha. So then that's why they're not mentioning the first hadacha of hadaloi chalale beitavcha. But if the butcher did not actually wash it in the butcher house, so then you have to wash it first and then do melicha and then wash it again. Okay, Rav Dimi from Naharda Malach le b'milcho galal nisa. He would wash it with, but he would salt it with galal nisa. Rashi says it's thick salt. It's thicker salt. U'menapetz then he combs it out. Right, so. Rashi says that if it would be thinner salt, then you would not need to comb it out, because I guess once you wash it, it comes out. But since it was thicker salt, so then he had to comb it out. Okay, I mean, I saw somewhere that kosher salt is thicker salt, and it's less effective than regular salt. You know the kosher salt is thicker, or it's less salty. Maybe it's less salty than regular salt. That's what I heard somewhere. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, Amar B'Shar she'ein machzikin dam b'nei me'ayim. You don't have to be choshesh of dam in the b'nei me'ayim. Whether you salt the b'nei me'ayim with something else, or if they weren't salted, either way, you don't have to be choshesh. There's dam in the inside of the intestines. Tirgama, and the Gemara says, explain what does it mean b'nei me'ayim akarkisha. Karkasha is the place where the waste goes, right? Umaya, Rashi says ma'aya is the keva, the keres, the actual stomachs, and the rest of the intestines. V'hadar de kanta is the intestines that surround the kanta. I don't remember what the kanta was.
Large intestines.
Just the large intestines. Okay, so yeah, that's what he means. That ein machzikin dam b'nei me'ayin, you don't have to be choshesh from the dam that's there.
The coil around the kanta fat.
Yeah, kanta is the fat, and hadar is the intestines that surround the kanta. Okay. So over there, don't worry. You don't have to be worried from ein machzikin dam b'nei me'ayin. You don't have to be choshesh. There's dam in there. Okay. Amar Shmuel ein manichin basar meliach el al gabe kli menukov. When you salt meat, you can't put it only on a kli menukov, so that the blood drains out while it's salting. Risheshis malach le garma garma. Risheshis would salt it piece by piece, bone by bone. He wouldn't do anything together. It says the Gemara, "Trei my time aloi mishum de parish mehayu balahai. Why wouldn't he do two together? Because it's going to leave, the blood's going to leave one of them and enter to the other one. So then it says, even if you do one alone, how did he help by doing one aver by aver? It's going to, the blood is going to come out of one side and go into the other side, right? So what does it help? Why didn't he do two? It says the Gemara, Ela loishna. The Gemara says there's no difference. There's no difference whether you to do one to do one at a time and not two at a time. And Rashi explains that the reason is, like we said before, is that as long as the pieces are giving out blood, they're not accepting any blood at all. So it's not a problem even to do two pieces together. Okay. If someone breaks the backbone of a behema, before let's say you did shchita, right, and then as the animal was still being mefachas and still thrashing around, you chop the neck, you chop the backbone, right? So what happens is that it actually stops all the life force in the animal. Any koyach that the animal still has to spit out the blood, what happens is that even after you shech the animal, there's still force within the animal that throws out the blood. It jerks so much that the blood just comes out very strongly. Now over here, once you cut the neck, that's it. The animal just dies, no more life force at all. So what happens is the blood that should have left with much more force now is not going to leave. It all stays in the body now. So what happens is harizim machbid desabasur. He says you're making the meat much heavier because the blood gets soaked into the environment instead of leaving. Because and you therefore are stealing from people. Why? Because you're the butcher and you're selling you're selling your flank and it weighs much more because of all the blood. The guy's going to do melicha and it comes out, right? You're not really selling just meat. You're selling meat soaked with blood, and also and because he's mavliya dam be'evarim, because the dam goes into the evarim. Okay. So the Gemara wants to know heichi ka'amar. What does it mean? Machbid desabasar ve'goizel sabrias. Meaning you make it heavier, and therefore you're stealing from people. Mishum de mavliya dam be'evarim halididei shaper dam. Meaning is the only issue stealing, right? But for yourself, if you're the butcher and you did it, it's fine. You're not stealing from anyone, right? You just do melicha, get rid of the dam, and then you'll be able to eat it. You're not stealing from anyone. It's your, right? You're the one eating it. Halididei shaper dam. For him, it's okay. I don't know that lididei nami also because the dam is there so much. There's so much dam. You can't even do melicha. Melicha is not going to help, and therefore it would be aser. Meaning, and therefore unless it's taken, we're not sure. But the Gemara Shaila is when Shmuel says that if you do this, the dam stays in the body. Does that mean that kashrus-wise you can never get the blood out? Okay.
So don't do it.
Don't do it. Exactly. Okay. Maslisin hamala oif imagvina ala shulchan. If you put poultry with cheese on the table, ain't over b'leisa say you're not going to be over on the leisa say. Says the Gemara ha'oichle, but if you do eat it over b'leisa say, you are over on the leisa say. Says the Gemara shmami. No, you see from here that it only says if you put it on the table you're not over, but if you actually eat it together, you are over. Basar ba'oif b'chalav is doraisa. Right? You see from here that the Mishnah holds that if you eat poultry and milchigs together, it's also midoraisa. It's more no. You should explain the Mishnah like this. Amalas oif imagvina al shulchan. If you put oif with gvina on the shulchan, ain't a bali de loisase. You're not going to come li de loisase if you actually even if you actually eat it, you're not going to have a loisase because it's only derabbanan. Okay. Now we're going to see in the next Mishnah, even the shittas about which animals are going to be elser. Basar b'chalav. The Mishnah is going to talk about basar behema tahira, b'chalav behema tahira aser. So if you have the milk is kosher and the meat is kosher, that's aser to be mivashel. Also the vashel of aser behanot. You can't be mivashel together and you can't have enough. Basar behema tahira, b'chalav behema tameya. However, if it's kosher meat and not kosher milk coming from a not kosher animal, or basar behema tameya, not kosher meat, b'chalav behema tahira, and it is kosher milk, then it's mutar lavashel mutar ba'ana. There's no isur basar b'chalav, not for bishul, not for ana. Obviously, achila is going to be asur because it's behema tameya, right? Or chalav behema tameya. So that you can't eat it, but it's the isur of basar, the special isurim that come with basar b'chalav i.e. bishul and hano, that's not going to apply unless both the milk and the meat are kosher. He says that the basar of a chaya, like a deer with milk, is not going to be a problem. And also, it says it 3 times in the Torah. Gimel pa'amim. Prat 1 is prat lechaya ul oif, prat lechaya, oif ubehemet meya. So he said it has to be a gedi and not a chaya, gedi and not an oif, and gedi and not a behemet meya. That's what he holds. Okay. Basically, One of the times it says, the pasuk starts, basically, you're not allowed to eat nevela, and then it ends off, so the beginning of the pasuk is talking about nevela. It says, because, why is it put together in the same pasuk? From the fact that it's in the same pasuk, we see that the same animals that are shaykh to nevela are going to be shaykh to basar b'chalav, and therefore he would say chaya, which is shaykh to nevela, is taka asur basar b'chalav midoraisa. However, oif she'asur mishum nevela, maybe oif also yachol yasur basar b'chalav, maybe oif already could have a nevela, right? So why? So maybe that should also be asur basar b'chalav according to him. It says no, talmud lamar b'chalav imay. It says. You can't cook a gdi in the milk of the mother. That's the way the Torah says the yisur of basar b'chalav, right? So yotza oif she'ein lechalav eim. So therefore we exclude oif, which doesn't have milk. They don't have milk at all. So therefore it's not going to be basar b'chalav, even according to Rabbi Eliyahu who holds that it's all dependent on whether it's an nevela or not, whether it can become nevela. Okay. Minani midli says the Gemara. Amar Lazar Amar Krova Ishlach Yehuda es gediho izim. The Gemara is trying to prove over here that whenever it says that it means the gedi means any behemoth, meaning when it's lo yisvash gedi b'chalev imay, does it specifically mean a goat, or does it mean any behemoth? So the Gemara says minani really had right. The Mishnah said it's any behemoth is included, not just the goat. It says the Gemara minani really, how do you know this? Yehuda sent to Tamar. He sent to gedi ha'izim, and over there it says specifically gedi izim, right? Kan gedi izim. Over here I had to specify that which gedi am I talking about? I'm talking about an izim gedi, right? Ha kol makom, but every other place shenemar gedi stam. So then, if it just says gedi without anything else, without any descriptive specific gedi, so then afilu par v'rachol b'mashma. And so you see from here, from the fact that Torah had to specify which type of gedi, an izim type of gedi, must be the gedi isn't specific enough. Right, so you see, gedi is more general. Gedi includes everything. So when we read "Leisvashla gedi b'chalev ima," it means any behemoth. Says Gemara v'leilif minei. Well, adrabah, maybe we should learn from the fact that it says gedi izim. Maybe that's teaching us that every time I'm telling you gedi, I'm telling you it's an izim gedi. Okay, so the Gemara ksiv prachrina. No, we have another pasuk that says ve'es oyrois gidoyei ha'izim. This is when Rivka put when Rivka put on Yaakov, she put the clothing, Esav's clothing. Right? Or not the clothing, the skins of the gedi izim. Again, it says gedi izim. Kan gedi izim. Again, only over here I'm talking about izim. Hakol makom shenemar gedi. And the other time it says gedi, it's stam and afilu para v'rachel, even a cow or sheep are included. Right? So you see, it says it again. So it says the Gemara v'leilif minei. Okay, so what? Let's learn from both of them. Says the Gemara, no havulu shnei ksuvim boim ke'echad. There are 2 psukim that come and teach you the same thing. Kol shnei ksuvim boim ke'echad. Any 2 psukim that are similar and teach you the same thing, ein melamdim. You can't learn it out, right? Because if it's once, so then you can learn it out. But if it's twice, why didn't you tell me twice? You tell it me once. From the fact that it says twice, must be they're both exceptions, and everywhere else is the rule. Okay. Says the Gemara, hanichal melamdim ein melamdim. That's very good according to the opinion who holds 2 psukim are not melamdim. Elamdim are melamdim. But there is an opinion that holds that even if you have 2 psukim, it's still melamdim. So ma'ikel. The Meimer says the Gemara trei miutik siv. No, really, there's 2 miutim. Ksiv izim and ha'izim. If it would have said gedi izim, maybe you could have learned out to everybody. Every time it says gedi, it means a goat. But since why didn't it say ha'izim? It sounds like to specifically point out that I'm only talking about izim, and that sounds like only over here izim and not anywhere else. And therefore, again, we're going to see we learn that the word gedi is a reference to any type of behemoth. Okay, Amar Shmuel. Gedi l'rabis es ha'chelev. Gedi Right? It says Gedi 3 times. Or Savashal Gedi B'chalev Imay 3 times. So the Gemara says Gedi is l'Rabbi says a chalev. Meaning if you mevashal chalev with chalav, it's aser. The Gemara is going to talk about what do you mean Isser Chalal Isser, right? Hari chalev is anyway aser, and now you're cooking chalev together with chalav. So says Shmuel, the word Gedi is teaching us that there's an Isser Basar B'chalav, even if you're cooking chalev with chalav. Another time it says Gedi is l'Rabbi says a mesa, to include an animal that dies on its own, meaning an avela. Another time it says Gedi, it's l'Rabbi says a shlil. It's to include a shlil is the fetus, right? If you have a fetus, also aser basar b'chalav. Gedi. Now Gedi also, he says, is l'hoitzis adam, is to exclude blood. That if you cook blood together with chalav, it's not a problem. Dam is not considered basar. Gedi also is l'hoitzis ashilya, to exclude the birth sac. If you cook the birth sac together with chalav, it's also not basar b'chalav. Also, Gedi is l'hoitzis atmeya. That again, like we said in the Mishnah, that if you have a tummy animal, it's not going to be aser. That says the Gemara, b'chalev imay. What does that teach you? V'lei b'chalav zachar. And not with. Sometimes even the male species of cows have some milk. So it happens, I guess. I don't know exactly, but it's all brought down in halacha. Rashi says shayolei chalav muot min adadim. Whatever, im nishtan, there's some type of mutation. So still, that's not considered chalav. It's chalav zachar. That's not chalav. B'chalev imay v'lei b'chalav shchuta. Also, if you shecht an animal and you find milk in the udder, also it's not asar. B'chalev imay v'lei b'chalav tmeya. Also, only kosher milk, not non-kosher milk. Says the Gemara, how could Shmuel learn 6 things? If you counted 6 things out of the word Gedi, right? How could he learn out of that? Ha tlasa Gediksiv. It says only 3 times. Okay, so says the Gemara, Va'anan shisa dashin, and Shmuel dashin 6. So how could it be? Says the Gemara, Kasovar Shmuel Isur Chalal Isur. Shmuel holds Isur Chalal Isur, and therefore Isur Chalal V'Meisa Mechad Kra Nafki. He learns both chalev and nevela from one pasuk. There's Rashi really takes out the gears of Kasav Shmuel Isur Chalal Isur, because it turns out that it's going to turn out that Shmuel, it says over here that he needs it from the one pasuk of Gedi, right? And if he held Isur Chalal Isur stam, so you wouldn't need a pasuk at all to teach you the basar b'chalav is chal on nevela or chalev, right? The fact that it needs a pasuk isn't so pasuk that he holds Isur Chalal Isur, and it's from here that he would learn Isur Chalal Isur. He needs the word. The Gemara says he needs chad kra. The Gemara says Isur Chalev v'Meisa is mechad kra nafki. He uses one time Gedi to teach you both chalev and nevela as chal on basar b'chalav. Basar b'chalav is chal both on nevela and on Isur Chalev, and so you really need the pasuk of Gedi, right? He's using up one of the pasukim of Gedi to teach you that Isur is Chalal Isur. So according to Rashi, it's not that Shmuel holds Isur Chalal Isur before he comes to the pasuk. It's rather as a result of the pasuk. Okay, we'll see the continuation of the Gemara. It becomes clearer. So either way, the Gemara has shaved off one of them because Isur Chalev and Nevela are really only from one pasuk. So now we're down to 5. Dam, says the Gemara, Nami Lav Gedihu. You can shave off the Dam one also because that's Pashit. You don't even need a pasuk for that. Dam is not Basar. It's not a Gedi. I don't even need that. That's Pashit. V'shilya Nami Pirsha Ba'almahu. Shilya also you don't need it because again Pirsha Ba'alma is just waste. The birth sac is waste. You don't even need a pasuk to teach you that. So the Gemara Pasha Lahu Trey. So we're left with 2. Right, so we shaved off Chalev, we shaved off Dam, and we shaved off Shilya. So we're left with 3. So why is the Gemara say Pasha Lahu Trey? We're left with 2. Right, so maybe. Right, the chad legufe is going to end up being the chad that teaches you. Is going to end up to be the one that teaches you that Isur is Chalal Isur. Because the Gemara just now ended off that you need one to teach you Chalev and Nevela, one to teach you now. We need first Shlil and one Lemuti Behemet Tmeya, right? So why does it say Pashulei Trey? Unless it means Trey besides for the one we mentioned already. Trey besides for the one we mentioned that Isur is going to be Chalal Isur, that the Isur Basar B'chalav is Chal and Chalev and Nevela, and then we have another 2 one for shlil and one for to exclude behemoth tmeya. Okay, it has to do with the girsa and how exactly you learn the girsa over here. But either way, that's what he does with the 3 psukim. Right? Okay, says the Gemara. In fact, the Gemara is Sover Shmuel Isur Chalal Isur. Does Shmuel really hold Isur Chalal Isur? Meaning Shmuel uses the pasuk over here to learn that Basar B'chalav is Chal on Isur Nevel on Chalev. Does that mean he really holds Isur Chalal Isur? Says the Gemara, V'hamar Shmuel, didn't Shmuel say Mishum B'lazar? Minayin the Kohen Tameh, if you have a Kohen who is impure, Sha'achal Truma Tameh, that ate Truma that's impure, She'ena B'misa, he's not going to get the Chi of Misa. If a Kohen is Tameh and he eats Truma, he gets Misa. Right? But if the Truma is already Tameh, so he's not going to get Misa. Shenemar Umeisu Boy Ki Yichaleluhu. They will only be Chayiv Misa if they actually be Mechalel. Prat Lezu Shemechulel, that's very meant. It's already Mechulel. It's already desanctified because it's Tameh. So therefore he's not going to be Chayiv. So what do you see here? That Shmuel holds Ein Yisur Chalal. So the Yisur of Achilat, Achilat's Truma B'Tumah is not Chal on the Yisur Truma Tmeya. Says the Gemara. So you see that Shmuel doesn't hold Yisur Chalal Isur. Iba Yisayim Ba'alma Yisur Chalal Isur. Maybe really you're right. Usually he holds Isur Chalal Isur. V'shani Hasam, but by Truma he has a specific. It's different because he has a specific pasuk to Miyat Rachmanu Umeisu Bay, specific exception, and therefore, only over there he holds Ein Isur Chalal Isur. But regularly he would hold Isur Chalal Isur, like here. Or you could say the other way. Ba'alma Kasavar Shmuel Ein Isur Chalal Isur. Really holds Ein Isur Chalal Isur. V'shani Hacha, but by Basar B'chalav it's different. The Rabbi Rachmana Gdi. The Torah includes Gdi, and from here Rashi brings a raya that you see the Gemara is saying that according to Shmuel you do need a pasuk from the word Gdi. According to Shmuel, the pasuk of Gdi is what teaches you that Isur is Chalal Isur, right? Therefore he takes the girsa out before. Whatever. That's what Rashi takes care of the girsa over here. A different approach is Hadidei de Rabbe, meaning really Shmuel holds Isur Chalal Isur and he learns it from Gdi. But when the brayso that talks about a kohen eating tameh, eating truma tameh, that's his Rebbe, that's Rabbi Elazar. Okay. So that's what Shmuel learns from the words Gdi. Ba'amine Reb Achtevoi Bar Ami, Frekt Reb Achtevoi Bar Ami asked the question, Meirav, Hamvashel b'chalev Gdi shaloi hinika. If you cook with the milk of a Gdi that never nursed, I guess it started lactating because it was pregnant, but it never actually nursed. So does it have to be right? So it was never a mother. If it was never a mother, right? So the shaila is it still considered chalev imay, right? Hooray by oif, we said no. There's no chalav aim, so therefore oif is not considered not a problem basar b'chalav. So maybe the only chalav that's going to be also in basar b'chalav is that if it was actually a mother, now then you can say, oh, it's chalav aim. So he says, from the fact that Shmuel had to point out that chalav imay teaches you that dafka female milk and not chalav zachar, not milk coming out of a male. Zachar who deloy asi lechlal aim, only a zachar which categorically doesn't, right, can never be a mother. Aval hai, but this female animal that just happened not to be a mother yet, came in the lechlal aim, since it's possible for it to become a mother, it is shaykh to motherhood, so then asr, even though it never actually had a kid. Okay? Itmar says Gemara, Hamvashal cholav b'chelev. This shayla we had before, right? Whether if you're mavashal cholav with chelev. Huh? Oh, chelev b'cholav, right. Okay, so chelev b'cholav. So what's going to be the halacha? Rabbi Rabasi, chadam reloike, chadam re'en loike. There's a machlokes between Rabbi and Rabasi. One holds you do get malchus. One holds en loike. One holds you don't get malchus. So says the Gemara, right? This is the malchus is the guy with the basar b'chalav, right? The guy with the chelev, avada is asa. The question is whether you get another one for basar b'chalav or for bishul. We're going to see. So the Gemara says chadam aloike, chadam ein aloike. Lema b'hakam efik. Maybe this is the machlokes. The mador aloike kasovar isur chalal. So he holds isur is chalal. So the isur basar b'chalav is chal on the chelev. Mador ein aloike kasovar ein isur chalal. So he holds no, it's not chalal. So it's more like the kulam ein isur chalal. Maybe everyone holds ein isur chalal. Achila the kulam aloike pligi de loy lucky. Everyone's masking that for the achila you're not going to be like, yeah. Because they nisur chalal isur, but keep pligi a bishul. The shaila is regarding the bishul. It says you cooked it, right? The one who holds you are like because he holds it's only chad yisurahu. yes, ein isur chalal isur, but over here there's no two isurim. There's no isur to be mivashal chaylev. There's only an isur to be mivashal basar b'chalav, right? And chaylev, yes, chaylev is going to be like basar. So therefore, but there is only one isur of cooking over here. There's isur basar b'chalav, and therefore there's no issue of isur chalal isur. It's only one isur. Man damar ein aloike. The one who holds ein aloike is lahachi afka rachmana lachila b'loshen bishul. This is the reason why the Torah used the lashon bishul to teach you achila. Right? The Torah never says you can't eat basar b'chalav. The Torah only says leisavashal basar b'chalav. We understand from there that of course you can't eat basar b'chalav also, right? But why did the Torah use the lashon bishul to teach you that achila is asar? It's kaven that achila loy lucky, that since in any situation that on achila you won't be loike, so then also abishul nami loy lucky, meaning there it's contingent one on the other. So since over here they hold ein isur chalal isur, right? We said both of them hold ein isur chalal isur, and since there's already an isur chalev, so the isur of achila basar b'chalav can't be chal, and since the isur achila basar b'chalav can't be chal, the isur of bishul can't be chal either, because you either get both or nothing. And if isur achila can't be chal, then isur bishul also not chal, and that's what you learn from the fact that the Torah uses bishul to teach you achila. Okay. And some say the opposite. Everyone's asking that on bishul you like it, because bishul is not isur chalal isur, right? Because there was never an isur bishul over here. The one who holds you not like it, ain't isur chalal isur. Right? So therefore you can't be like an achila. However, the one who holds you are like it. The reason why the Torah used the word bishul to teach you achila is kaven da bishul lucky. Once the isur bishul can be chal, and we said everyone's masking isur bishul is chal. So then achila nami lucky. Then for the achila, you also once the bishul has a place to set, the isur bishul can be chal. So then you're gonna be also to eat it also al basar b'chalav. So then you're like it also al basar b'chalav. Or a third teretz, you could say the Rabbami and Masik B'chal aren't arguing. One is talking about going with bishul, and one is talking about achila. And everyone's masking in the bishul that you're over. The shaila is right, meaning the one who says you're like he was talking about the bishul. The one who's talking about the achila, who said you're not like he was talking about the achila. I mean, there doesn't have to be machlokes here at all. Okay, adkan. We'll check tomorrow. There's a famous Rambam in Perisham Mishnayos in Krisus that discusses. It's called an Nekuda Nifla. The Rambam says, "I'll tell you an Nekuda Nifla." He says he talks about this Gemara also, this type of case, and he says that also if the Isser Hana, that if the Isser Achila can't be Chal, so then the Isser Hana can't be Chal either. Oh yeah? You had in the Gemara?
Friday, was it Friday? Because the Friday
okay. The way he explains it over there is that also the Isra Hana is all an outgrowth of the Isra Achila. And the Isra Hana is like a super Isra Achila. And therefore if the Isra Achila can't, meaning if the Isra Achila can't be Chal, the Isra Hana can't be Chal either. It's usually in the rules of Isra Chalal Isra, it's called Isra Kolel or Isra Moisif, that if it adds dinim that aren't around, like bishul, it adds bishul, it should be fine, it should be chal, right? So too, if it adds hana, it should be chal. It's like the Rambam, no, a hana is just a further achila, meaning it's a super achila, and therefore, if that can't be chal, then hana can't be chal.